Today, we will answer one of our most intriguing questions. What will happen when the sun dies? The sun has been the life giver for billions of years, powering our planet, warming our oceans, and nurturing life. But like everything in the universe, the sun has an expiration date. Let's explore what happens from the moment the sun dies, all the way to when life on Earth fades away forever. Imagine waking up one day and the sun has gone out. No light, no warmth, just darkness. What happens next? Let's take a journey through Earth's final days from the moment the sun dies to the very end of life on our planet. Day 0. The sun goes out. When the sun dies, it doesn't happen instantly. Our sun, a medium-sized star, is expected to expand into a red giant in about 5 billion years. Eventually, it will shed its outer layers, leaving behind a white dwarf. But what if, for some reason, the sun just stopped shining? The first thing we'd notice is nothing. For about 8 minutes, we wouldn't even realize the sun has gone out. That's because light from the sun takes 8 minutes to reach Earth. After that, everything would go dark. Minutes after the sun dies, within moments of losing the sun's light, the world would be plunged into total darkness. The temperature would drop quickly, and without the sun's gravitational pull, planets in the solar system would begin to drift off course. On Earth, panic would spread as the once warm planet begins to freeze. First few hours, immediate effects. In the first few hours, photosynthesis in plants would stop. Without sunlight, plants can no longer convert light into energy. However, they wouldn't die immediately, as they can survive off stored sugars for a few days. But within a few hours, temperatures would begin to plummet drastically. In less than 24 hours, the average global temperature would drop below freezing. Day 1. The oceans begin to cool. By the end of the first day, the surface of the oceans and rivers would begin to freeze. Water holds heat longer than land, but without the sun's warmth, even the vast oceans can't escape the cold. Most fish and sea life near the surface would begin to die as their environment becomes too cold to sustain them. Day 7. The beginning of mass extinction. By the end of the first week, the average temperature on Earth would plummet to around minus 30 degrees Celsius, minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit. Larger animals, especially those adapted to warmer climates, would begin to die off. Tropical species, reptiles, and amphibians would be some of the first to perish. However, some species, like polar animals, may hang on a little longer due to their adaptations to cold. 1 month after a frozen world, 1 month into the sun's death, Earth would be completely frozen over. Temperatures would have dropped to about minus 100 degrees Celsius, minus 148 degrees Fahrenheit. Oceans would now be covered with a thick layer of ice, but deep below, the water could remain liquid for a while longer, sustained by geothermal heat. Creatures like bacteria living near hydrothermal vents in the deep sea may be the last survivors in the oceans. On land, most animals would be extinct, with only small, burrowing creatures and those living near geothermal areas surviving for the time being. 6 months after, most life is gone. 6 months in, temperatures on Earth would be approaching minus 200 degrees Celsius, minus 328 degrees Fahrenheit. Any remaining plant life would now be dead, unable to withstand the extreme cold. Animals dependent on plants for food would have starved long ago. In the oceans, the deep-sea ecosystems would be among the last to collapse. Even the geothermal vents couldn't support life forever. 1 year after, Earth is a cold, lifeless rock. After 1 year without the sun, Earth's surface would be an icy, desolate wasteland. The atmosphere itself would begin to freeze, forming layers of nitrogen and oxygen ice on the ground. Without the sun's light, Earth's ecosystems would have completely collapsed. Only a few extremophiles bacteria capable of surviving extreme conditions might still be alive, deep underground or near geothermal sources. But for the most part, Earth would be lifeless. Animals that die first and last. Which animals would die first, and which would last the longest? Cold-blooded animals, like reptiles and amphibians, would die within days. Mammals would fare slightly better due to their warm-blooded nature, but even they would not last long without food. Large herbivores would starve as plants wither and die, and carnivores would follow soon after. Animals adapted to cold environments, like penguins, polar bears, and seals, would hang on the longest. Deep-sea creatures, far from the surface, could persist for months, if not years, relying on the limited heat from the planet's interior. What could humans do to survive? Could humans survive? Only under extreme conditions. People would need to move underground or into specially designed habitats, heated by geothermal or nuclear power. Stockpiling food would be crucial, as agriculture would be impossible without the sun. Survival would be a race against time. Governments and the wealthiest individuals may construct underground cities with artificial lighting and heat, but these would only sustain small populations for limited periods. Conclusion: a world without the sun. Without the sun, life on Earth wouldn't last long. Our world depends on the sun for light, warmth, and energy. Its absence would mean the end of almost all life in just a few years. So, while it's comforting to know that our sun still has billions of years left, it's a reminder of just how fragile life on Earth truly is. Thank you for watching. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more videos on science and the wonders of our universe.